Angelina Jordan's financial identity is forming around depth, scarcity, longevity, and that identity determines how she will earn in the future. Because identity influences perception, perception influences value, value influences income. Now, as we reach the end of this breakdown, one final realization becomes clear. She is not trying to win the short-term game. She is building something that operates beyond it. A system where income does not depend on constant effort. A system where value continues to grow over time. A system where multiple streams work together, quietly, consistently, powerfully. And this is why her financial growth may not look dramatic right now. Because it is not designed to be dramatic. It is designed to be sustainable. And sustainability always wins in the long run. Because fast success can disappear, but structured growth remains. Now imagine this system 5 years from now. More songs, more listeners, more opportunities. The same structure, but larger, stronger, more valuable. And at that point, what once looked like a quiet career will be recognized as something much bigger. A financial engine, built not on noise, but on strategy, built not on speed, but on structure, and built in a way that continues to generate value long after the spotlight fades. Because in the end, the most powerful income streams are not the ones that appear quickly. They are the ones that continue. And that is exactly what is being built here. Not just income, but a system that works, a system that grows, a system that lasts. And even after everything we've broken down so far, there's still one more dimension that completes the picture. Not just how the system earns, not just how it scales, but how it defends itself over time. Because in finance, it's not enough to build income. You must also protect the system that generates that income. And this is where many artists fail. They build momentum, but they don't protect it. They gain attention, but they dilute it. They create value, but they lose control of it. Now, when we look again at Angelina Jordan, something becomes clearer. Her approach does not just build income streams. It protects them. And protection is what ensures long-term survival. Let's break that down. The first layer of protection is brand integrity. In finance, once a brand is damaged, its value drops. And rebuilding that value is extremely difficult. Many artists lose value because they overextend their brand. Too many collaborations, too many unrelated appearances, too much inconsistency. But maintaining a clear identity protects brand strength. Angelina Jordan's image has remained consistent, focused, controlled, aligned with her musical identity. And that consistency preserves long-term value. Now, let's move to another layer. Audience trust. Trust is a financial asset. Because once an audience trusts an artist, they're more likely to return, support, stay engaged. But trust is fragile. One wrong move can damage it. And rebuilding trust takes time. A controlled, careful career protects that trust. And that protection keeps the audience stable. Now let's go deeper. Revenue protection through diversification. We talked about multiple income streams earlier. But here's the deeper truth. Diversification is not just about earning more. It's about reducing risk. If one income source declines, others continue. Streaming slows down, licensing continues. YouTube drops, catalog still earns. And that creates financial stability. Now let's move to something even more advanced. Relevance preservation. In the entertainment industry, relevance is constantly changing. What is popular today may be forgotten tomorrow, but timeless positioning protects relevance. Angelina Jordan's style is not tied to trends, which means it does not expire quickly, and that protects long-term earning potential. Now let's introduce another concept: controlled growth rate. Fast growth is exciting, but it can also create instability, because systems that grow too quickly often break under pressure. Controlled growth allows better decision-making, stronger foundations, longer sustainability, and this appears to be part of her trajectory. Now, let's go even further. Financial patience. This is one of the rarest qualities in any industry. The ability to delay immediate gain for larger future value. Most people choose quick rewards, but long-term builders choose delayed returns. Because delayed returns compound, and compounding creates exponential outcomes. Now, let's connect this to something bigger. Everything we have seen so far is not just about making money. It is about building a system that behaves like an asset that generates income, grows over time, protects itself, expands with scale. And this is where the real shift happens. Because at this point, we're no longer talking about a music career. We're talking about a financial structure. Now, imagine this structure fully developed. More music in the catalog, more global reach, more licensing opportunities. The same system, but multiplied. And when systems multiply, income multiplies. Now let's explore one final advanced idea. Time advantage. Time is one of the most powerful forces in finance. Because when a system is built correctly, time increases its value, not decreases it. Most things lose value over time, but strong assets gain value. Angelina Jordan's music, brand, and audience connection have the potential to appreciate over time. And appreciation is what builds real wealth. Now, let's bring everything to a final conclusion. What started as a simple question, how does she make money without constant releases, has now revealed something far deeper. She is not relying on activity. She is relying on structure. She is not chasing attention. She is building value. She is not focused on short-term income. She is building long-term systems. And that is the difference. Because in the end, there are two types of careers. One that earns quickly and fades, and one that builds slowly and lasts. And based on everything we have seen, Angelina Jordan is clearly moving toward the second. A path that is not always visible, but becomes undeniable over time. Because when the system is complete, when the catalog is strong, when the audience is deep, when the opportunities expand, the results will not look like luck. They will look like design. A design built on patience, strategy, structure, understanding, and most importantly, time. Because time is what turns small income streams into powerful financial engines. Time is what turns consistency into dominance. And time is what turns quiet growth into undeniable success. So while many people look for fast results, the real story is happening somewhere else. In the background, out of sight, building, layer by layer, stream by stream, until one day, everything connects. And when it does, the question will no longer be, how does she make money? The question will be, how do people not see it earlier? Because the signs were always there. They were just quiet. And in finance, the quiet systems are often the most powerful because they don't rely on attention. They rely on structure. And structure is what lasts. And even after understanding all of this, there's still one more layer that most people never take the time to think about. Not how the system works today, but how it evolves in the future. Because every strong financial structure must answer one question. Can it adapt? Markets change, platforms change, audience behavior changes, and systems that cannot adapt eventually lose value. But systems that are flexible continue to grow. Now, when we look again at Angelina Jordan, her approach creates something very important. Flexibility without losing identity. And that is rare, because many artists who try to adapt end up losing what made them valuable in the first place. They follow trends. They change their sound too quickly. They shift direction without structure. And in doing so, they weaken their brand. But controlled evolution works differently. It allows growth without losing core identity, and that protects long-term value. Now, let's go deeper into something even more powerful. Future monetization layers. What we see today is only part of the system, because as technology evolves, new income streams are created. Streaming was once new. YouTube monetization was once new. And in the future, new platforms will emerge. New opportunities will appear. And artists who already have strong catalogs are in the best position to benefit because they already have content ready. Content that can be reused, repackaged, redistributed, and each new platform becomes another income channel. Now imagine that happening over time. That is not just growth. That is expansion across generations of technology. Now let's introduce another advanced concept: digital asset longevity. Unlike physical products, digital content does not wear out. It does not break. It does not expire. It can exist indefinitely. And as long as people can access it, it can continue generating income. Angelina Jordan's music exists in this digital space, which means it has the potential to last indefinitely. An indefinite lifespan increases total earning potential. Now, let's move into something strategic: repackaging value. The same content can generate new income in different formats. A song becomes a live performance, a remaster version, a soundtrack placement, a compilation release. Each version creates new opportunities without creating something entirely new. And this increases efficiency because one piece of work can produce multiple income streams. Now, let's go even further. Narrative value. An artist's story also has financial value. Documentaries, interviews, behind-the-scenes content. These add another layer of monetization, and they strengthen audience connection. Angelina Jordan's journey has a strong narrative, which means it can be turned into additional content. And additional content creates additional revenue. Now let's introduce something subtle but powerful: emotional consistency. Audiences return to what feels familiar, not repetitive, but consistent in emotional quality. And that consistency builds habit. Habit leads to repeated consumption, and repeated consumption increases income over time. Now, let's connect everything again: adaptability, future platforms, digital longevity, repackaging, narrative expansion, emotional consistency. These are not just ideas. They are extensions of the system, and they ensure that the system continues to evolve. Now let's step into the future for a moment. Imagine 10 years from now. The catalog is larger. The audience is stronger. The brand is fully established. New platforms exist. New opportunities are available. And everything built today feeds into that future system. That is the power of long-term structure. Because nothing is wasted. Every piece contributes to the bigger picture. Now let's bring this to a final understanding. The question was never just, how does she make money without releasing music constantly? The real answer is much bigger. She is building a system where money is generated from multiple sources. Income grows over time. Value is protected. Opportunities expand. And the future continues to add new layers. And that is not common, because most artists focus on today. But this approach builds for tomorrow, and the day after that, and years beyond. Now, as everything comes together one last time, one truth becomes clear. This is not about chasing income. It is about building something that produces income consistently, reliably, and sustainably. Because in the end, the most powerful financial strategy is not the one that earns the most in one moment. It is the one that continues to earn across many moments, across many years, across changing environments. And that is exactly what is being created here. A system that does not depend on constant activity. A system that does not collapse under pressure. A system that continues to function, even in silence. And when you truly understand that, you begin to see something different. Not just an artist, but a structure. Not just performances, but assets. Not just income, but a financial engine. Quiet, stable, and built to last. Because in the end, the strongest systems are not the loudest ones. They are the ones that keep working, long after people stop paying attention. And when everything is finally placed together, the system reveals its true shape. Not as a collection of income streams, but as a complete financial engine. Because at this stage, it is no longer about where the money comes from. It is about how everything works together. Streaming feeds attention. Attention feeds discovery. Discovery feeds new listeners. New listeners feed long-term revenue, and that revenue feeds stability. Now add another layer. Stability creates freedom. Freedom allows better decisions. Better decisions create higher value, and higher value increases future income. This is not random. This is a loop that continues to strengthen itself over time. And when a system reaches this stage, it becomes very difficult to break.